सुजलां सुफलां मलयज शीतलां शस्य श्यामला मातरं वन्दे मातरम्.
11th August 1908 was an Indian revolutionary from Bengal presidency who opposed British rule of India. Khudiram Bose, one of the youngest martyrs of the Indian independence movement, a fearless spirit who is most remembered for his attempt for his role in the Muzaffarpur conspiracy case. He attempted along with Prafulla Chakki to assassinate the British judge, Chief Magistrate of Calcutta Presidency, Douglas Kingsford. By throwing bombs on the carriage they suspected the man was in, but unfortunately 2 British ladies were killed instead, as the magistrate was in another carriage by that time. This incident ultimately led him to be sentenced to death at the young age of 18. His last words with a smile on his face before being hanged were, "Vande Mataram." On September 9, 1915, Bagha, Jatin and 4 of his followers were waiting for a huge consignment of arms from Germany to arrive at the Balasore coast for an armed rebellion. But information of this consignment was leaked. The consignment never arrived. Instead, they found themselves raided by the British police. Jatin and his followers fought hard on the banks of river Buribalam. The 75-minute encounter ended with the death of Jatin's lieutenant, Chitopriyo. While the others were captured, mortally wounded, Bagha Jatin breathed his last at Balasore Hospital the very next day on September 10, 1915, when he was just the age of 35. Jatindranath Mukherjee, alias Bagha Jatin, sobriquet of Bagha for killing a Royal Bengal tiger in his youth. The brave man with divine personality, the principal leader of the Kantar party, laid down his life, remains a luminous landmark in India's struggle for freedom from British imperialist subjugations. True to his own words, Amra Morvo Jagat Jagbe, our deaths will awaken the nation. April 18, 1930, Surya Sen, popularly known as Master Da, along with his associates, under the banner of the Indian Republic Army, a group of 64 young revolutionaries raided the police armory in Chittagong, an armory of the auxiliary forces dividing into 2 groups, destroyed the telephone, telegraph lines and dislocated the railway lines to and from Chittagong. Sen hoisted the Indian flag on the premises of the police armory and proclaimed a provisional revolutionary government. But immediately after British sent reinforcements on 22nd April 1930, they left Chittagong town and took shelter in the Chittagong hill ranges and continued the battle from Jalalabad hills. In the ensuing battle, 12 revolutionaries and 80 British Army personnel died, while the others, including Sen, escaped. Sen managed to evade the British for the next 3 years and continued the revolutionary activities, but unfortunately, on 16th February 1933, Sen was arrested when an insider of the group, Netra Sen, betrayed him and gave away his location to the British police. During his stay in the prison, Sen was brutally tortured by the British police, but it never broke his spirit. He was hanged on January 12, 1934, along with fellow revolutionary Tarakeshwar Dastidar.
Giri Kantar Moru Dostar Paramar he লঙ্ঘিতে হবে রাত্রি নিশীথে যাত্রীরা হুঁশিয়ার দুর্গম গিরি কান্তার মরু দুস্তর পারাবার হে লঙ্ঘিতে হবে রাত্রি নিশীথে যাত্রীরা হুঁশিয়ার.
On December 8, 1930, three great Indian freedom fighters, Binay Krishna Bose, Badal Gupta and Dinesh Gupta, with the age 22, 18 and 19, dressed in European coats and hats, unnoticed with loaded arms, and triggered a fearless attack on Calcutta's Writers' Building to liquidate the oppressive British officials, killing of I.G. Simpson and injury and attack on other officials like Wainam, Prentice and Nelson. Soon after a brief gunfight between the British and the young men, the British succeeded to overpower the trio, but the men refused to surrender. The gunfight occurred on the second floor and is known as the Battle of Bharata. Badal Gupta immediately swallowed potassium cyanide, while Binay and Dinesh shot themselves point blank with their firearms. Binay breathed his last in a hospital on December 13, 1930. Only Dinesh was survived. Convicted, he was sentenced to death by hanging, was martyred on 7 July 1931 at the Alipore jail.
ভুলিতেছে তরি ভুলিতেছে জল ভুলিতেছে মাঝি পথ ছিড়িয়াছে পালকে ধরিবে হাল আছে কার হিম্মত ভুলিতেছে তরি ভুলিতেছে জল ভুলিতেছে মাঝি পথ ছিড়িয়াছে পালকে ধরিবে হাল আছে কার হিম্মত কে আছো জোয়ান হওয়া জোয়ান পাখিছে ভবিষ্যৎ কে আছো জোয়ান হওয়া জোয়ান পাখিছে ভবিষ্যৎ এ তুফান ভারী দিতে হবে পারি নিতে হবে তরি পার দুর্গম গিরি কান্তার দুস্তর পারাবার হে লঙ্ঘিতে হবে রাত্রি নিশীথে যাত্রীরা হুঁশিয়ার.
September 23, 1932, Pahartali European Club, Chittagong, the European club which had the board Dogs and Indians Not Allowed. Pritilata Waddedar disguised herself as a Punjabi man to lead a group of revolutionaries, led siege on the club at 10:45 pm and set it on fire. Several members of the club were injured. During the raid, the revolutionaries came under a counter-attack from the British police officials. Pritilata was injured by a bullet, was trapped by the British police, and to avoid being arrested, she committed suicide by taking cyanide. Pritilata was a key member of the Chittagong uprising in Master Surya Sen's group, the Iron Lady of Bengal. Her martyrdom at the tender age of 21 years sent waves of inspiration for other revolutionaries in Bengal. On September 29, 1942, as part of the Quit India movement, Matangini Hazra, who was 72 years then, led a procession of 6,000 supporters, mostly women volunteers, to capture the Tamluk police station in Midnapur District, West Bengal. When the procession reached the outskirts of the town, the British police tried to stop the procession, ordered them to disband and started open firing. Matangini stepped forward chanting Vande Mataram, holding the tricolour high. urging her comrades to follow suit and appealing to the police not to shoot at the crowd. She was repeatedly shot 3 times. She fell down dead, the lifeless body lying in a pool of blood, but the tricolor was still held high. Even in death, the brave heart had ensured that the flag, symbolizing the spirit of freedom, remained unsullied.
Shono